我现在才开，所以刚刚那个观众你听到的打喷嚏声音不是我的，我不知道你是哪里听到的，反正不是我。日本简单的说，亲中加上和平太久的下场就是这样。他们老早忘了中国人是多恐怖的生物。那一天，墙内的人终于想起了墙外的恐惧，不是哈，这个时候应该说那一天，墙外的人终于想起了墙内的恐怖，完全反过来。
原本预计要在假日最后一天再种斗一次这个路。
对，昨天我真的太累了，所以直接倒下。广告出现了。 笑，看的真的很好笑。猪的 attack。所以最后找到护目镜了吗？有。今天带老弟去 B&Q 买了护目镜。怎么会有余地独步啊？干！
Are they paper lanterns?
Whatever they are, I like them. It's like a little parade of floating spirits.
哎，这里还没有给他看过。对，昨天好像到这里了。
大家好，我是乔瑟夫邱瑟夫。那么新年快要结束了，大家都打扫好家里了吗？今天就来教大家一个非常实用的断舍离整理法，马上就来进行第一个步骤——分类。那么分类呢非常简单，就是把家里的一些东西啊选择留下，或是丢进垃圾桶。好，那现在只有10秒钟的时间让你思考，开始。哇，这是我之前去日本冲动购物买的和服，我从来没有穿过，但是放在那边很定的，那就留下吧。
哎，
就我之前拍小安课本买的课本，之后应该不会拍到那次，就留下吧。
哎，
前女友留下的化妆品留下。
哎
吃完的布丁盒之后留下，剩一颗的宝贝留下，丢到洗衣机里面洗到剩一只的袜子留下。啊，这个耳机它的右耳已经坏掉了，但是而且我也买新的耳机了，但就留下吧。留下，留下，留下。怎么会吃到一半的饼干啊？刚刚这个被留下有用到了，留下。我刚翻到这张我小时候画的一个杨培安康鱼的，很怀念的，可是过很久不知道什么东西，
靠
背，垃圾的，丢掉。丢掉！我靠，这个饭不知道臭多久了，丢掉！
我刚刚有猜到，我其实看到丢垃圾这个我就猜到了，一定会跟最近的事件有关，结果我真的猜中了。昨天我就是到这里，然后看到一大堆了，我就想说好算了，然后不是昨天前天。昨天我是直接睡死，然后前天是到这里，然后就直接关掉。
So there are 2 families living in Tango Tower?
Mm-hmm. 3 pointers and 5 fellows. 4 fellows.
What's the connection between them?
There isn't one. Not really. It was all built by the Remington family. Flora is a Remington, originally. So was Primrose, my mother. She married into the Pointers, and Flora
自
married into
行
the
带入
Fellows.
防疫人员的感受。
尖头拉瑞。根本没有在追《晋级的巨人》，原来有章子的片头。
So the fellows and the Pointers own the house now?
Flora owns the house. Depending on who you ask, that means her husband Felix owns it too.
What about your father?
His claim over the house kind of fell apart after my mother left.
Where's your mother now?
No idea. There's something I noticed about Freya's knife wound.
Hit me.
From what we could tell, the blade went in at an exact right angle, perpendicular to
你很
Freya's
了解
body.
吗？
And there's only one small pool of blood. Nothing on Freya's hands, or anywhere else. The whole thing is just a little too peaceful. This is mine.
Really?
No, well,
I'm Poppy.
yes, it was. I gave it to Freya about a year ago.
What was on it?
Nothing. It was blank. Freya said she wanted to record something.
Any idea how it ended up underwater?
Maybe someone wanted to destroy it, but got really lazy.
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody?
干。
What do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangle Tower. I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah, weird. Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone or signed by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you? When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
You don't think that anymore?
No, it was a stupid thing to say. The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps.
哦，
Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything.
如果斗内人龙七给你，你会想玩吗？之前我就说战斗系统改成那个样子，我看了根本不想玩。但是实际推出之后，好评好像蛮多的，所以我不知道。因为人龙3之后，大家都说剧情然后什么有点，然后就不是很想玩。但是人龙7，大家说好像可以把它完全当做一个新系列来玩，不用太管前面的剧情。所以我不知道啦，真的，因为 Persona 5之前那个斗内给我，然后我已经直接预购下去了，所以再怎么说，我2月底的时候一定有一个 Persona 5要玩，所以你就算真的斗内，我也真的想玩，我可能也腾不出时间了。
Freya would always load up the palette with all the exact colors she was gonna need. I think it helped her zone out and focus on the actual painting itself. Like getting all your sheet music lined up before playing a long piece.
Right. So the blob of black paint in the middle, that was for painting Flora?
Flora's dress, yeah. She wears even more black than I do.
Honk.
哦，这个我今天有看到， 糟糕，好想玩玩看。
What was inside?
Nothing.
Huh. Why is the glass cracked down one side?
Natural wear and tear, maybe?
No way. Freya took good care of her stuff.
结果他把你的色图资料夹全部拖出来，哎，这感觉不太妙啊。
It was my mother's originally.
So, why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it. Freya would borrow it too sometimes. Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
再一次去武汉，
不要，不要，前天才得过。
我们可不可以去武汉？口罩禁止出口，只能在台湾。就算现在依然很流行表态，好像被说买台都可以改，怎么办？我们可不可以去武汉？担心太累，蒙太黑，台湾好乱。难道不能坦白的放声哭喊？打从心底不爱了，冥币很痛。
英語も話せないなんて勉強が足りないね。Can you tell me how to get to the station? Go straight and turn right. Go go go. Go your way. Believe yourself. Oh, all right. Thank you. You are welcome.
日本人的英文，你知道吗？最可怕的地方在于，就日本人而言，他说的算是挺标准的。
Is that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly?
Oh, how nice.
就是至少我还听得懂哎。你看，有看过暗杀教室吗？暗杀教室他们上太空站的那一集，他讲的英文才真的是让人觉得说，你是在讲虾米哇哥小，那个真的是听到我耳朵快要喷血了。
I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it. Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
LOP 传了一张图过来，一定不是什么正经的玩意儿。你为什么又？哎，不是我说你，你很想要大家把他的鼻孔看成眼睛是吧？
That belongs to Flora, I think. Did you find that in Fifi's room?
No. Should we have?
No, it's just... It looks like something she'd use, don't you think? Oh, you've been to the greenhouse? What did you think?
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
Yeah, he does that. I think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little... protective. Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
哇，还真是空无一物啊！
Oh, wow.
What?
It's a big empty space. Huh. Neither of these lights have an actual light bulb.
They're just decorative.
Oh, so decorative. There's someone outside the window.
Something outside the window. It's probably just a rock.
You sure?
烦死了。
Quit sulking. Not every room is going to be full of clues.
It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Nothing. Still locked.
The tiles have all got that same sun symbol on them.
Those moon symbols in the slots. Are they connected?
Maybe they're connected, but also not connected.
Nope. It's not budging.
Maybe the information we need isn't here.
So where is it?
Somewhere else. Let's come back once we know what to do. Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked. It's a sort of. I'll come back later.
干，我刚刚不小心按到对白了，妈的！
Hello.
Not hidden.
Doesn't need to be.
Shit！ 该不会，我看一下，这指的是，哦。 这里是这样。 啊，是刚刚卡在一个很奇怪的地方。
That's done it.
Neat. Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh, that's kind of ominous.
PPFF。
An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
刚刚那一个没有什么顺序问题，反正就是选出正确的形状就对了。它每一列里面都只有一个是正确的叶子形状，反正选出来就对了。
Why?
I don't know. That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz from PP."
PP。哦 ，Fifi 的房间，我还以为会看到一堆泡面碗。
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
知道了，Fifi 是台南人。
I'd read you the ingredients. But there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
哦不，千万不要看梦女的日记。
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
拉斐尔，史上第一个梦女。不是啊，教授。
What's that big book on the
Looks like
desk?
I hope it's just a bunch of notes about her micro.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus, they're kind of dusty.
嗨，外套拉链啊，拉不起来。
Boxes. Of stuff. Boxes. Of stuff.
A new suspect! Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge. Scientific formulas. Probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea what any of it means. Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this? It's Poppy. That's actually a pretty good drawing.
Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this?
I think that's supposed to be Felix.
It's Detective Hawkshaw.
And that's you, Sally.
What?
What?
I do not look like that. Do I? Looks like Fitz. Who is that?
No idea.
还没遇到。
It's a drawing of Penny.
That's gotta be Flora. Is Fifi trying to solve the mystery with math equations?
Maybe. Did you ever try that? Maybe it works.
Is Fifi...
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Oof.
Mm-hmm. And Fifi
好的，
herself.
大家好，我是乔瑟夫秋瑟。
揭
那么
露你
新年快结束了，大家都打扫好家里了吗？今天就来教大家一个非常实用的断舍离整理法，马上就来进行第一个步骤——分类。那么分类呢，非常简单，就是把家里的一些东西啊，选择留下或是丢进垃圾桶。好，那现在只有10秒钟的时间让你思考。
这个有广告。
哇，这种之前去日本冲动购物买的和服，我从来没有穿过，但是放在那边很定的，那就留下吧。就我之前拍小三课本买的课本，之后应该不会拍到那些，就留下吧。前女友留下的化妆品留下，吃完的布丁盒之后留下，剩一颗的宝贝留下，丢到洗衣机里面洗到剩一只的袜子留下。啊，这个耳机它的右耳已经坏掉了，但是而且我也买新的耳机了，但就留下吧。留下，留下，留下，怎么会有吃到一半的饼干啊？刚刚这个被留下有用到的，留下。我刚翻到这张我小时候画的一个杨培安康鱼的，很怀念的，可是过很久不知道是什么东西，好像蛮垃圾的，丢掉，丢掉。我靠，这个饭不知道臭多久了，丢掉。
不过经过这两个同样的影片对照我发现用欧付宝抖会出现广告，用 Donation Alert 抖就不会。用 Donation Alert 可以绕过广告啊！靠！啊，这个 Freya 还有 Fifi 是配对是吧？
It looks like a microscope. A big one.
Can I touch it? I'm not sure this is a microscope.
可是 Donation Alert 没办法讲中文，那你就讲英文。Oh yeah, it's big rain time.你那里还来得及，叫那些人不要去武汉旅游。
测试。
哦不，哦不，停下我的大脑！ 我现在才看到每个的上面有写倍率，我他妈真的是瞎了狗眼了。
老歌时间。
不是，等一下，我刚刚本来一开始弄的是，然后。 觉得我现在处于一个庸人自扰的情况。刚刚的尾巴，这里是觉得。对啊，这里8、9步的历史应该是这个样子才对吧？只是那个粗细实在让人有点。
I guess that's
The
wrong.
4 lenses all have so they must each have a specific position.
应该是4个都要用到。
I got it.
I'm impressed. Sounds like it unlocked.
它真的是要弄出很精确的那一个。
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
Donation alerts.
可以耶。
Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. ¡Jesús! ¡Había subido la marea con triple paella!
没有啊，杰洛米，这个我在抖内的那一个说明里面应该有讲，就是这一个平台，因为它是到这一个平台的电子钱包再汇进我的 PayPal， 所以这个平台就是用来用 PayPal 的，这个平台可以用 PayPal。
That's a whole lot of books. It's a bed.
Barely.
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
It's free real estate.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space.
哦，整个窗户都是用黑纸贴起来。
Homemade posters. This one's about the Pythagoras theorem.
Holy shit!
I've not heard of that band. Are they any good?
就算 Pink Floyd 出过 Dark Side of the Moon， 你也他妈不可以这样子胡搞好吗？
Stuff Fifi's thrown away.
You gonna rummage through the trash can?
No, that is quite beneath me. Thank you.
Thank you.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
What's that big book?
Looks like, I hope it's just a bunch of notes about her micro.
Nice room.
It's a mess. But yeah.
Thank 之前不是我翻过一张图，就是他说他们要组一个乐团， 然后乐团的名称就叫 Music， 然后他们出的专辑第一张专辑名字要叫做 Album， 然后歌名第一首歌就要叫 Song One。别人如果要上 Google 搜寻他们的歌，绝对会搜寻到绝望。
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
不过 Blur 最知名的歌曲不是有一首就叫做 Song 2？
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence.
4个玻璃。对，那个最靠背的就是那一个 4chan 讨论串，那一个第一个回4个玻璃的人是我，然后底下所有人都回4个玻璃。
Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude. That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
这是那一种吸了以后会很呛的植物。
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
Burp.
Nope. They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
我想想看啊，每一只鸟鸟的眼睛和嘴巴都不太一样。我在想，这里是要直接凭逻辑推理下去解，还是其他地方有线索？我先想想看哈。先不要管那些白线，单纯眼睛的顺序。
喵。
Of a certain avian variety. What are you talking about? Oh, have you not heard? It was my understanding that everyone had heard. Heard what? Brian, don't! Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. But bird's a word, well, a bird, bird, bird. But bird's a word, well, a bird, bird, bird. But bird's a word, well, a bird, bird, bird. But bird's a word of Brian. Don't you know about the bird? Well, Peter's gonna tell you.
啊！靠背，等一下。等一下。哦，它的逻辑是这个样子哦。奇怪，因为我一开始是直接把它看成一个咕咕钟，结果我直接拿时钟的逻辑下去推，结果就整个被拉走。干，我刚刚还一直在想这些白线到底是啥小。啊，所以这样子，那这里是要怎么配？因为如果单纯颜色的话，可是这样子的话好像又怪怪耶。它这里直接切。
Nope.
There must be some logic to how the birds. Something to do with those white lines.
我看一下，反正这两个应该是这样子配，可是其他的。
嘿，最近有什么好乐团吗？有好乐团啊！
他们说让这个世界毁灭吧，他们说没关系，他们说没关系，他们说让快乐痛苦都被忘吧，他们说没关系，他们都不在意，没有人在乎你在乎的事，就像我，就像你，没有人在乎我在乎的事，就像我，就像你。
That's the one.
Hey, not bad. Did the door open? What's in there?
奇怪，我到底是为什么会想到咕咕钟啊？干，不是啦，靠北，这当然除了那个形状之外，我今天带老弟去 B&Q 的时候，刚好我看到一排的咕咕钟，潜意识下面被拉走了。
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them. A little bedtime reading?
Let's see.
格雷的50道阴影不是，
Romance novels, detective novels.
好可怕。第一个其实还真的有点重叠，算了。
And
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
I'm a little teapot, should in fact.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
That might be the most pointless staircase I've ever seen. Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude. Looks like nature. Rude.
It's an octopus.
No, it's not. It has 6 legs, not 8. Don't say it.
Sextopus.
Sheet music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason. There's a name for this kind of piano. You know, these ones that stand upright?
It's a metronome for keeping time.
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though. That's done it.
Neat. What happened?
A little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Wow. 哦，粉红色的。
A lamp. It is most definitely turned off. Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there are so many shades of black.
Poppy 的50道黑色。
Just a bunch of clothes on the floor.
50 blacks of Poppy.
Nothing weird about that.
50 shades of black. 不是格雷的50道阴影是他，对，这对不是原文的话，因为 Grey 和 Grey 同音，所以有玩那一个梗，所以这里没办法玩。
To you.
That is the bed of a vampire.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back. A single red rose. How very traditional.
Yeah, weird.
A big glass door leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Ah, 所以
Nothing.
All
Still,
4 tiles.
those other
I think it is.
Something happened.
That must be it. And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
等一下回去，
Oh, thank goodness,
等
there
一
are
下回去
7
Fizz
lit
的房间，然后再
candles.
弄。
Wouldn't want it to be dark in here. Anything in the
啊，
drawers?
毕竟他们2个是 couple 嘛，对不对？锁是相对的。
Nothing you need to know about.
米克传了一张图，说看来公司也捡到枪了。要素过多，我只能这样子说了，要素过多。
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing.
More handwritten sheet music.
Ah, yes, a giant symbol drawn in chalk on the floor. Always a good omen.
It's an eye.
It's locked.
I thought we were.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
隐藏房间还真的有这种东西。好啦，不算隐藏房间，算是隐藏花园。
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Slap like now.
Well, they're not part of the statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
受诅咒的耳机哦不，要600万个赞它才会掉下来。
Ah, a little water feature.
Epic.
It's making me sleepy.
Wonder how it's hooked up.
That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon. It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
Exactly.
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason. See those metal bars around the edges, too?
Oh, yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
It's the door into Fitz's room.
One of only 2 ways to get into the garden.
Oh, yeah. The door into Poppy's room.
So only Poppy and Fitz can get into the garden?
I guess. The door into
So only Poppy...
I guess so. Careful, we're pretty high up.
We're pretty high.
Yeah, we're on a roof. More egg statues.
Egg.
I don't get it. Why eggs?
Yeah, how to basic. Why egg?
Well, either they have some special significance, or the sculptor was just really lazy.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make.
Oh, good. A bridge. I'm glad to know there's a way to get across that tiny, tiny pond.
是谁盖这座桥？给他一个赞。
Not all bridges are about getting across stuff.
That's so deep.
It's a 2-person bench.
有了那个
Now, what makes it a 2-person bench specifically?
可以坐2个人的长椅，就叫双人长椅。
It looks pretty standard to me.
More egg statues.
I don't get it. Why eggs?
Well, either they have some special significance, or the sculptor was just really lazy.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape. It's so relaxing.
椅子就是椅子。瘦子，这是一张双人长椅；胖子，这是一张单人长椅。好男人，椅子就是椅子。
I might just stay here.
Oh, shall I go finish the investigation on my own?
That'd be great.
啊！我现在发现树上的鸟鸟躲在里面。鸟鸟。
Trees. On a roof.
In a garden.
In a garden. On a roof.
好多雀。
Giant stone frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
哎呦，鸟毛。有人提到蛋吗？哦不，哦不，想也知道是什么。如何制作皮蛋是吧？你需要手套、塑胶容器、盐巴、米醋、酱油。我不太舒服。等一下，等一下！我小学的时候做过类似的噩梦，他妈的居然没去背。What？ 加入米醋，加入酱油，加入盐巴。 然后放32年。我的头有点痛。
Ah, a little water. Wonder how it's hooked up.
好，终于看到了，终于看到剩下的一个角色。为什么从这个角度看，看起来像是戴了一顶屋顶造型帽子的白石？白石，你在这里做什么？
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And, of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh, no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh, dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return.
Oof.
Nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the Cosmos I say hi.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening. I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever, then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping. So I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that. A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end. He should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends. Ah yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally. Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
God.
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did. What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived. I don't especially want to talk about myself. Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
Ah, Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time. Until she marries the gardener.
She'll still be your niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows. Like rats deserting a sinking ship. My Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age, she... Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh, no. I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she go?
Away. She went away. I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening. But at one point, I returned to my desk to look something up and I couldn't find the book I wanted. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever, then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
So which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are 2 towers, right? Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade. Not exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's enough.
Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same.
你当我塑胶?
A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone. The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is. Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside. I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar. I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar. Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
Is this important?
Possibly.
Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows. Typical. I haven't seen that tape for a long time. Who broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well, possessions are fleeting, my friends. This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license. This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know. Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does it look like to you?
To me, it's a big, red thing.
What a fascinating interpretation.
He's right, though. It is a big red thing.
That's a very old book, isn't it? Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book. Better than one that's never been opened.
Ah, well put.
Hello.
靠背哦。
What's this?
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is a telescope. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod, you see. It's rather small, though. I'm not sure you could see many stars with it.
No, probably not.
Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he
Are you
bothers
sure
at
about that?
all. That's rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then, aren't we all trapped in a cage? Curious creature, isn't it? Some sort of amphibious bipedal fishman.
Playing a trumpet.
Playing a trumpet, yes. Oh, you found a murder weapon?
Steady on. It's just a gardening trowel.
Looks like a weapon to me. I think you may wish to adjust your threshold of what you consider to be a clue. I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Always wears?
Whenever I've seen him, yes. What a precious photograph. She hasn't changed a bit, has she? Oh, if you don't know, perhaps I don't either.
靠别哦。
A diary can be a wonderful outlet for an outpouring of one's soul.
How do you know it's a diary?
I suppose I don't, but it does look like a diary. What kind of flower is that?
We're not sure. I think it might be the only one of its kind.
Primrose would know. My wife was a floriculturalist. Best in the field. That's a flower joke, but she was.
Best in the field. 好 ，OK。
Well now, that is most definitely none of my business. Quite possibly none of yours either. Oh my, this is the first piece that Primrose ever learnt on the piano. Primrose, that is Poppy's mother. She passed it down to Poppy when she started teaching her how to play.
Poppy's piano teacher was her mother?
Of course. Warms my heart to know that after everything, Poppy still has it up on her wall.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all. That's That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. Then I heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs. They're just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long, but when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
刚刚那一段的表现手法非常好。
We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Nice try. We spoke to your daughter Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her. We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimoire, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins. birds.
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies? You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who were the other people next to you?
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I really thought she was going to say something there.
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
我在想，会不会他只是说话太小声？你他妈当这是美食猎人哦！
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Eavesdrop what the stars are saying, earthly tether slowly fraying, floating helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet. I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me.
黑历史，或者该说粉红历史。
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
I found them lying around. I think they belong to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones, like he's in the recording studio with his guitar. No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
I don't know, in a hallway. Can't remember exactly.
香蕉滚下楼会变成什么？茄子。撸个欧车。
I see a lot of birds up in the rooftop garden. They seem to really like it up there.
Why's that?
It's quiet. Is that a gardening trowel?
Yeah. I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Huh. Never seen him use it.
是说今天我滑脸书，然后不知道为什么我翻到不止一篇，而是好几篇，就是以前 PTT joke 版那一种老笑话，然后一堆人在回娘家，我就想说今天是发生什么事情。小花你在洗什么啊？我在洗番茄，因为我踩到番茄。小美你在洗什么啊？我在洗苹果，因为我踩到苹果。小明你在洗什么啊？我在洗布鞋，因为我踩到大便。这种等级的笑话，他妈的今天涂鸦墙上看到至少4-5则。
Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it. Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No, we found it in Penny's room.
Right. Those petals.
What about them?
It's nothing. They're just unusual. Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized. Yeah, it's mine.
What's so special about it?
I got it from my teacher. It's the first piece I ever learned.
How long have you been playing?
Since the day I turned 6. Family tradition. I was really excited to start learning. As soon as I got out of my first lesson, I told Freya and Fifi all about it. When I arrived at my second lesson the next day, Freya was there too. She hadn't asked permission, just showed up. For 2 whole years, the teacher taught us both.
Was Freya any good?
She would have been even better than me, if she'd stuck with it. But one day, she just stopped coming to lessons.
Why?
That's just it. There was no reason. That's when I realized things were different for her.
我觉得在所有的老笑话里面吼，我看过综合水准最高的，果然还是那一则叫做职业病的笑话，是不是？一个肛门科医师去餐厅吃饭，在点餐的时候看到服务生一直在摸屁股，下意识的问了：“有痔疮吗？”服务生回答：“请你点菜单上有的菜好吗？”我觉得这个笑话的标题直接写的叫职业病，真的是让这一个笑话整个大加分。
Are they paper lanterns?
Whatever they are, I like them. It's like a little parade of floating spirits.
所以有时候你们应该可以理解为什么我说这个是我觉得综合战力最强的老笑话，干真的是太完美。对哦，刚刚想说最重要的东西问完了，没有想要把它点完。等一下，应该。
Yeah, it's mine.
已经。
What's so special about it?
I got it.
How long have you been?
I was really when I arrived.
Was Freya?
She one day.
Why?
That's just. That's when things were.
I'll say this, he's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse, but I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless. Professor Pointer is a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself. What?
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoiled child.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
I should probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite. The people here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
Materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material.
Materialistic.
For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stone straight from the earth? Two birds, one cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would.
3 birds, 1 cage。哦，头好痛，好像想起了什么类似巨型的名称啊！不要想起来，三鸟一笼什么的。
Some breed of amphibious humanoid, potentially bipedal. Although none of the statues show creatures speak. This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around. A diary. Have you read it?
Not yet. It's locked.
And you haven't attempted to
Nope.
force it open?
我看起来像那种人吗？
That would be cheating.
And you consider that important evidence, do you? These people really are ridiculous, aren't they? Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree, doesn't make it a clue.
Same? Yeah?
Same, yeah 结巴，他妈的一个结巴。
Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Strange. One of 3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music. Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Oh, not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves?
Looks like it might be about to fall apart. Grimoire, you go first. More of that weird
It
lake.
really makes me... Are we on
Beats me.
I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing? Recently?
Good. It's good. Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong? Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they, like, her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not. What's with the broken glass?
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing making me want to read it.
Hey.
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to. Those petals, they,
What?
They're red.
靠边。哦，是哦。
Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
不，我什么都不知道。
Wait, those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, it could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly. In truth, it prefers to be left alone.
Name, Hawkshaw. Age, unknown. Profession, private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard. Name, Fitzfellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
So, what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife. Name, Percival Pointer. Age, 57. Profession, none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful of me. Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her.
Oof.
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, Apparently Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
"是说我仔细看他们的嘴型还有表情，他们不止配音配得好，他们的表情变动完全有跟上那一个配音的细微表现呢。"
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, My mother has not been in the library for some time. This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens. It could only be used for looking at things that are far away.
我刚刚一瞬间把小镜头看成小馒头，我不知道是怎么回事。
The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends.
On what?
On the structural integrity of your teeth.
取决于你是不是 Spike。
I am scared of birds.
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
好。
Oh.
恐怖鸟。
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives
希
in the
区
music
考克喜
room.
欢这样。
Who else would it be? That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
It is. A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages. It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what. Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next! An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But...
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
Is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues. What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands.
There's something about the image of Flora in the painting. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
So, this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand.
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room. So what's going on?
哇，那个头发的飘动真的。
It's not a knife. We need a clue to compare with the painting. Something to explain what that knife shape actually is.
That kinda makes sense. But no.
哎，不是吗？
That kinda makes sense, but no. That's not it.
Lao.
That kinda makes sense.
这样子的领导阶层是不是很替灾包们捏把冷汗呢？不要担心，这正是我们瘫痪渗透匪区领导层的证据。就让我们来解析他们释放的暗号。武汉市的周市长故意戴反口罩，就是在暗示造反的决心。而别碧雄秘书长故意把鼻孔留在口罩之外，就是为了告诉大家他是湖北孔刘，非常的好懂。由此类推，我头上这一大桶呢，显然也是在宣示我对国家大一统的追求。新闻最后告诉各位，今天神兽还在南头隔离，暂停上班1天。那本节新闻内容就是这样，更多新闻您还可以订阅央视的 YouTube 频道，或者追踪央视 Facebook 及 Twitter， 还有神兽幼宅鱼账号，也欢迎一起来加入央视来居账号或加入 YouTube 会员，一起来壮大官媒。漏订阅、漏追踪的人，你会买不到口罩，并且气到上网骂狗官。Goodbye, good night for now.
That's not it. We'll get to that in a minute.
Eh?
Let's take a closer look at this.
屁啦！哦，不是你他妈的，我一直在找他妈的证物里面的食物，结果你跟我讲是这个，塞你娘啦！你他妈所谓的解释，我还以为就要直接拿东西出来，结果你又是拿另外一个 reference。哦，好烦哦，这个。干你鸟！就一直在想，他妈的一定是直接拿一个食物出来，然后解释，结果不是。
The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink-dip bird.
It's definitely the right shape, but the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink-dip bird is red and white too? This little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
The ink-dip bird was Penny's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. The ink... Nope. The ink. That's not right. The ink. That's not right either. The ink-dipped bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
She kept the bird as a pet, and it died?
Maybe.
那里翻译错误，
Maybe it flew
他
away.
我就觉得那一句话很奇怪，怎么会用养？他那里的 cap 的居然翻成养，天哪！当时我找半天，想说每一个选项看起来都很奇怪，然后他刚刚又说只改一个小地方，当时想说改哪边，干你要鸡掰！你可不可以不要整个游戏翻译都没什么问题，结果在这种关键地方给我翻错，你又太扯了。
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
Either way, she kept the feather. I think it was pretty important to her.
All right. So she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, I think she does. Normally. This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Mm-hmm. Completely empty. Flora? She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait, there's something tucked inside this one. I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason why you wanted us to see them?
It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad. Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right. Ooh, a secret diary.
That's our guess too.
Excellent.
冷静 Rarity。Rarity 加 Fluttershy。Rarity。为什么听起来像百合配对的缩写？
Yes, it's my... my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water
等等，
them.
那朵花长得跟你有点像啊。
Easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of
不，
it?
根本就是。
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar. That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
其他国家的防疫措施，从中国返回入境的人到医院里面待14天，没有问题再出来。俄国的防疫措施，从中国回来入境的人扔去西伯利亚荒原，2个礼拜后能爬回来的应该就没事。
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? I thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
先跟熊打一架，赢了就入境。
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Oh, absolutely no idea.
全世界都知道，就你不知道。
Lovely.
Lovely.
Oh, there used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question.
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower.
什么不寻常的鸟鸟？鸟鸟都很可爱。
Something suspicious.
Let's ask
不
him
准这样
about
说
it.
鸟鸟。安安，为什么一按你就打嗝？没礼貌。
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower. holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
An ornate trowel, almost.
这里感觉又是翻译问题。
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes?
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Let's take a closer look at these. The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence?
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly
能够
right.
种成这样子，你也他妈是个天才啊！
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again when she's not there. Water the flower, change the soil.
我靠 ！Nintendo Switch 的销售量超过超人的记录了。妈，不过现在的地球人口跟当时也差很多，就是了。
Just trying to keep it alive. Did Freya draw these?
Yeah. There's a note on the back, too.
She was even closer to Flora than I realized.
"好啦，今天先玩到这里好了。今天先玩到这里好了，头开始有点晕了。退出，他妈，居然刚刚被那个翻译婊子，还是在这种关键时刻，不要出这种细微的错误，细微归细微，他妈的对解谜的影响超大，害我在那边卡了将近 多久啊？10分钟？不知道，天哪！